Hey everyone, we're here at the Alamo Draft House in Katy, Texas, and I'm here with Robert Howell, who is the producer of Mars, in which we just got out of watching tonight. Thank you very much for being here today with me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And this is the second time I see Mars, because the first time was in College Station a few days ago, and this was the second showing that I go to, and I must say that I'm really impressed with it because I haven't seen anything like it in independent film, and I just wanted to get a little bit more information about it as far as like how it came about.
It was a project that was kind of born out of both opportunity and sort of an effort perhaps to make some money. We really thought heading into production that in 2005 of the top 50 selling DVDs, 20 of them were animations. Jeff was really interested in breaking into sort of the film community wanted to do it with a big splash, and animation seemed like a way that would have some lasting power and set us aside from a lot of other films that were out there. He, being a professor of animation, had come up with this new style and wanted to implement it in a project. We kind of talked each other into starting the production, and it was a crazy ride, but we've been really happy with what we ended up with.
Yeah, absolutely. And a familiar face I saw in the film is Paul Gordon of The Happy Poet. Now, what is it like working with all these familiar faces in Austin? Because I know you see a lot of them in a lot of film. And what was it like working with him as far as, because I know he does a little bit of, he does both directing and acting.
Paul's wonderful. Paul is part of a pretty tight community of filmmakers there in Austin. And he actually read originally for the role of Hank, but was actually on set when we started the production as our media manager. But we ended up switching some casting around, and Jeff couldn't get Paul's reading out of his head, and we ended up bringing him back in to play that role. And he did such a wonderful job of playing a really distant and but comical character in his own right. He was a lot of fun. He's a really interesting guy.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're pretty proud of in this, and hats off to both Jeff and the actors. Doing a green screen shoot is really, really hard because there's nothing to look at out in the audience other than the tired faces of the crew that are filming you. And I think you really do get the sense that everybody's out in space and are in the locations that they're portrayed in. And to have that sort of cohesion it's a tough thing to pull off. And just the act, Mark and everybody really did an incredible job on what is, certainly a truly indie effort at an effects film. And it was really amazing to work with them.
Yeah, and that's one thing about Austin, too. I've noticed as an actor, there's a lot of projects going on in Austin and all throughout Texas, but especially Austin. What is it that you think is the secret to Austin's success as far as like getting a lot of these projects up afloat?
It really is a tight-knit community, and I can't say, with all authority that it's stands entirely separate from places like New York or L.A., but if you talk to a filmmaker or an artist in Austin and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this project, more often than not, you're going to get somebody that responds by saying, oh, I know so-and-so, and they've got this or they've got that. I'd be happy to put you in touch with so-and-so. And there's a lot of coordinated effort to get projects done, and really a lot of support. And everybody wants to see everybody else succeed. It's kind of Austin by itself has that sort of communal feel to it, but certainly within the film community itself, there's a lot of support, and I think that shows in the scope of the projects that people are pulling off. They're really stepping it up to try to showcase the sort of talent that we have in that city. So it's really a wonderful thing to be a part of, and I'm really feel fortunate.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're very fortunate to have you here. Now, upon the completion of this film, there's a film that you have that's just about finished called Love's Her Gun, right? Is there anything you could tell us a little bit about that before it comes out?
We are still editing the film. We've got it. We finished filming back in September. It's a somewhat cautionary tale about gun ownership. The main character ends up moving to Austin after having been mugged in Brooklyn, and becomes acquainted with firearms. And it sort of follows her character as she becomes more empowered by that, and events sort of happen surrounding that. It's really an effort to just sort of create some real dialogue about the issue. And Texas is such a great state to talk about gun ownership, because it can be a pretty polarized subject. But there's some levity along the way as well. Jeff has a real sense of trying to have a lot of stuff happening for the audience. So he usually has lots of characters and lots of things going on. So despite it being a really, really low-budget feature itself, Amy Bench came on as our DP, and she just did a fantastic job with the filming. The footage so far is just really looking amazing, and we're really looking forward to getting it all together and getting in front of folks. So hopefully that'll be here in the spring.
Awesome. And where can we find out more information about your films and current projects that are coming up?
Our website is swervepictures.com. Anybody that knows Lucretius? Sorry. And you can find information about all of the productions that we've been doing so far. Mars is actually going to be on Netflix. Haven't actually got a release time, but we have done our deliverables for that, and that should be available soon. If you live overseas, we don't exactly know what the timetable is either, but we should be on the Sundance Channel out there heading into the end of the year or in the spring. And we are currently producing DVDs that we hope to have available by the end of the year. And you can find information about Love's Her Gun there too. And on Facebook, if you look up Jeff Marslet or Mars, you'll find links to all of those separate things as well. So any of those avenues, I'm sure you can find us at. So yeah, come check us out.
Great. Well, thank you for talking to us a little bit about what you're working on, and of course, Mars. I was talking to Robert Howell. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care.
Good night.